Hi, and this sketchbook is finished after almost a year, and it's finally time to do a tour. So let's dive right in because we have a lot of pages to cover. In every sketchbook, I always do a welcome page, so there's that. And just to quickly mention, the art at the beginning is from a while ago, so it's definitely not my best, but hopefully you can enjoy it anyway, and it's gonna get better towards the end. I started this sketchbook in 2021 near the end of April, so it was coming up to May, and I decided that I would have a crack at doing Mermaid, and as you can see, I did do it for about a week. I only got through about 5 drawings, I think, which is fine. You don't need to feel pressured to join in on those things, and it was fun to do it. I don't think I would be able to keep up with it for a whole month, but I do really love this lava one here, even though the tail looks a bit odd. I'm not sure which prompt list I used for this. I think that it wasn't the official one. I think it was from Pinterest from a couple of years ago, but yeah, I did that, and here's a cute one inspired by Happy's Charms, I'm pretty sure, but I forgot to write that down, but I do really like it. And then we've got some random sketches. I think that I was trying to experiment with my style, but as you can see, did not work out. Then we have another mermaid sketch. Clearly I didn't like it enough to finish. This period of time was definitely when I was feeling kind of art blocked, and I didn't really have much motivation for my channel, so that's a video I did of drawing profile pictures. Then I drew some characters from a book trilogy called The Darkest Minds, and I wasn't a fan of how they turned out, but it was fun to do. Then here we've got a sketch of one of my original characters called Olive, but I didn't finish it, which is fine. Looking back, I don't actually like it that much. Here we have some fan art that I did for a YouTuber called Melon Doodle, and I drew one of her OCs, and it turned out really, really pretty. Obviously, credits to Melon Doodle for the design, but I do like how I did the sparkles and all that. Here we have yet another unfinished sketch. You're gonna see a lot of those in this tour. Then I did some realism. I always do realism with my Prismacolors. I would definitely recommend getting some. And I was still in that realism phase, so I did a couple of realistic sketches, or at least I tried to. I really like the guy that I did, and also the horse. Then we have another unfinished sketch, and the next page is a Draw This in Your Style competition that I made. And looking back, I don't really like the drawing that I chose, but it was a fun contest, and I think that you guys enjoyed participating if you did. Then I drew Betty Boop for a shorts video on my other channel, which I don't really do that much anymore. This was the first drawing of my OC Hazel, which I recently redesigned. You can go watch that video if you want, but I still love that drawing. And then here's a little simple drawing. I do like it, but I don't know what's going on with the hair shading. We don't talk about this drawing. I really don't like that one. You can probably tell that I'm kind of entering a really art blocky phase at this point. I was kind of struggling with liking my style, so I ended up drawing really random stuff like these little jelly people. I mean, they're pretty cute, but yeah, I wasn't really having a fun time drawing at that point. And I was experimenting with eyes, but I do not like the style that I was trying to do. It just wasn't me, to be honest. And here we have another big eye drawing that I'm not a fan of, but I do like how I kind of made an effort to fill the page, which I should probably do a bit more often because I don't really want to waste the space. Then here is when we were in lockdown and I had online school and I was getting a bit bored, so I just started doodling in my book, and I really like those mushrooms. I think they're pretty cute. Then we have some pretty simple dog sketches. I actually really like them. I think I was drawing along with Drawing with Waffles, as I usually do. Then we have a finished drawing of my OC Olive in full colour and everything. I still really like that one, even though it was a couple of months ago. Here we have a Draw This in Your Style. It's a pretty popular one that people have done, so I'm sure that you've probably seen it at some point, and I do like how it turned out, but because it's not my design, it's still not my favourite. Then I entered Mofu 500. That was a pretty fun contest. Here's me trying to redesign Hazel O'Chalk, but that's not the final design that I came up with. And I also tried to redesign a couple of my other OCs, but I'm still not finished with that. I don't really like them. I think they're a bit too simple, so I might do a video on that at some point, but I actually need to come up with ideas for that first. The next page is when I did a video on how to draw in a more sketchy art style, and that's what I attempted, and I actually really like that. So much so that I started drawing in a sketchy style in my new sketchbook a lot more. If you saw my last video, which was a collab with Hershey, I did more of a sketchy style. Probably not this sketchy, but it was still less neat and more flowy than my usual drawings, which I really like. Here's another random girl sketch. Wasn't a fan, so I didn't colour it or anything. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more of those unfinished drawings later on. And now we're entering my animation stage. Here was a storyboard for something that I didn't actually finish, but I would go back to that and try to redo it. then here we have, oh, actually, let me show you what this ended up being. I didn't post it.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows.
I wish that I actually finished that, but I kind of lost motivation with it. I might come back to it one day though. I doubt it, but you never know. Here's some fan art of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I drew Katara, hopefully you know who that is. Then I tried to draw my OC, which is actually a mermaid, and her name's Audrey. But I didn't finish that. I kind of wish I did. More random sketches, and here's when I was really lacking ideas, so I drew a random cute robot. I like it, but it's just so random, I can't really like it that much. Here we have another drawing. This was when I finally got some coloured fine liners, which I continue to use. They are absolutely amazing, but at first I didn't really know how to use them. Here's a drawing of my OC Justice. This is one of my favourite drawings of her, even though it's a bit too cartoony maybe for my taste. Here was a pretty ambitious attempt at drawing a full page, but as you can see, I barely even started the lineup. Then I wanted to have a go at realism again, so I tried. I ended up making it like a robot girl, and I did another one, and I do not like how they turned out because I couldn't be asked to actually finish it. Here are some sketches in preparation for this drawing here, which is one of my favorites. I really like the colors and everything about it. I was trying to draw some more landscapey things from reference, but I didn't actually finish those. Then we have my OC Olive, who is one of my favorites, and I tried some lighting, trying to make it look like golden hour, and I actually like how it turned out, but I didn't even finish that, which was kind of sad, but oh well. At this point, I was finally starting to draw a bit more often because I had kind of taken a break from school, and I was going through another massive eye phase, which I liked at the time, but looking back, I'm still not a fan. Here, I tried to draw some characters based off of chocolate bars, but I didn't end up posting that. Here is a Christmas redraw. I did post that one. And this is the drawing that's actually on the thumbnail of this video. It's one of my favorites. I think it's really Pinteresty and aesthetic. Here is a massive fail. It was going to be a video, but I just felt so bad posting it. It was trying to make good art with cheap art supplies, but I actually failed. I will try it again someday just to show that it is possible. It was just a bad day for me. And then I drew Dolores from Encanto in a video, which you can watch if you want to. I still have not seen the movie. I really want to see it. All my siblings have seen it, but I haven't. So yeah, there's that. Hopefully I can watch it soon. Then we've got some body sketches, which are pretty terrible, and these more Pinteresty inspired drawings, which I really love. There's a video on that as well. Here's a really muddy sketch, but I still kind of like it. Then some massive marker bleed through because I filled this entire page by drawing YouTubers, some of my favorites. Drawing with Waffles, Likelihood Art, Lavender Town, and Christina Lore. I think that's how you say it. So yeah, and then I redesigned my OC Hazel. There's a video on that. And then I made a more finalized drawing of her, which I'm not a fan of. I prefer the sketch a lot more. Then I was in that OC phase, so I decided to try and draw more of them. I drew a couple of my OC's faces, and I started colouring, but I did not like how it turned out, and whoa, would you look at that? We finally got to the end of this sketchbook. So yeah, that took quite a while to get through, but I hope you enjoyed since you did watch until the very end, which also means that we can do shout-outs now. And I've also received a piece of fan art from Pinterest, which was really kind. I think it's by Friendle May, so thank you. As always, we have the special shout-out emoji, so remember to comment that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone!